Hey there, School of Tomorrow students. This is an experiment in that I'm broadcasting or narrowcasting from a different room, a different office, directly underneath the office I usually, well, actually not directly underneath, but I'm a floor under. Often you'll hear on this channel that I kind of decry how little we see in terms of the concentric hierarchy, and I don't usually try cosmic hierarchy. Maybe that'll help. Hierarchy. This I don't usually say cosmic. I think it's too off-putting for people trying to be serious, right? Cosmic seems kind of dumb, but there is a cosmic hierarchy in the Marvel world. And then we've got Rudolf Steiner. So you see what I mean. If you go this route, you're not going to get anything that I'm looking for, really. I mean, this looks interesting. Don't get me wrong. I might come here for other reasons. So let's try concentric. Concentric hierarchy. This is polyhedrons nested, all right? And then I was going to compare that with isotropic vector matrix. Okay, here it's looking okay at first. Mainly because I've got something, and Lou Scholl, when he joined Wanderers, he got inspired to do it. And so a lot of my videos are going by because I put concentric hierarchy in the title or the keywords. But in terms of other people wanting to teach the concentric hierarchy, doesn't really happen, right? So that's a little bit disappointing. But then I realized if I search on isotropic vector matrix, by the way, I've switched to Firefox for now. So things are going to look a little different. I've been in Chrome. So new office, new web browser. I don't know if I'll do a lot of recordings from here, but I just thought I'd give it a try. So this is a much better situation. Now for those of you who are new to this whole topic, um, think of an ideal gas and you're trying to compress, or you're trying to give a picture of where every molecule is in a probabilistic sense. And you could just say, well, it's uniform. So you just kind of color it in with a crayon. But if you want to concentrate into dots, like point masses, as you sometimes do in a gas computation, you could go with the isotropic vector matrix, which obviously you now hear is nothing new because obviously people have been thinking about this arrangement for a long time. So what's new only is the jargon, which comes from Buckminster Fuller, right? So he was thinking instead of visualizing XYZ all the time, which is closest packed cubes, let's do closest packed rhombic dodecahedra. Now, if I were upstairs, I have an office upstairs. I have several of those at hand, and I could just show you one. But here we can just cut to the internet or whatever, rhombic dodecahedra. They pack together and they make the CCP, or what do you call it? The flextegrity matrix. What we showed off at the Lattice Gallery back in the day, right? In 2019, October to December, we had an art gallery downtown, a pop-up, kind of near the old customs house, kind of right near the Pendleton building. That's where we had a flextegrity exhibit. And there's your rhombic dodecahedron with the ball, characteristic ball inside. That would be our unit radius sphere. And in the concentric hierarchy, as you know, if you go to the school or attend the school, or really just means track our memes, really, then you know this has a volume of 6, with that being the unit radius because of how we measure volume, which I've got now changed a little bit in the School of Tomorrow. And then if I go to the home page, is it, of the School of Tomorrow? Let's see, where did I put it again? Is it the home page? In that case, I should go down. E, F, G, H, right? H. No. E, F, G, H. Welcome. I bet it's welcome. All the way down. S, T, W. So this is my file tree here on the left. I know what. Oh, it says welcome here anyway. Yeah, but this isn't the one I'm looking for. There we go. School of Tomorrow. So I've changed it a little bit. I've gone to REPL, which they now just call REPL, and grabbed my running source code there, which has Koski identities and is in terms of tetravolumes, which is how we do the concentric hierarchy. And here I could say is pretty much a full blown rendering of the concentric hierarchy in terms of just the volume numbers with the computations above. And the computations are linear combinations of uh, phi scaled Fuller modules, S and E in particular, for the most part, right? You scale them up and down by phi, which means the volume hops in quanta of phi to the third, or scales up in those increments, or whatever, however you want to put it. So you get gradations. Think of beer mugs. Normal size, phi up, phi down. Beer times phi to the third now, because when you linear dimension by phi or any factor x, then volume changes as x to the third, right? And that's how we look at it. And we're starting with the unit volume tetrahedron, and those would be all the relative volumes, and that's what we call the concentric hierarchy, and we embed it. We embed it in the isotropic vector matrix. Now, whether this is, see, I'll turn off the music here. I haven't watched all these probably, so is this going to be what I call the isotropic vector matrix? I don't know for sure yet. Trying to jump to a frame where I can tell. Probably not. From the, well, it's all octahedra and tetrahedra. This looks pretty close. Instead of all cubes, right? And you'd think of a sphere at this at the where all the points cross, right? Where all the segments come together, like where that ball is, right? That would be the unit radius sphere. And as they grow bigger and bigger so that they touch each other, that's where you get the rhombic dodecahedron. So that's all the kind of math that we teach here. It's very middle school. It's not yet high school, but it's a good logical sort of context for thinking about spatial geometry, and we can show where it comes from, and it can coexist with existing approaches. Right? X, Y, Z does not go out the window. Compare and contrast. Right? That's what we want. You can understand one better when you've got another one to counterpose. So math becomes stronger, not weaker. Good alloys. Talk to you soon.